Most people think that to look expensive, you need to spend a ton of money on fancy labels and designer clothes. But the truth is, you don't need to buy expensive to look expensive and feel expensive. Instead, all you need to do is focus on 8 key styling habits that anyone can start today that will have you looking polished and so chic and expensive without spending a ton of money at all. Starting with the first shift that took me years to learn. It's not about where you bought the clothes. It's not even about what they are. It's all about structure. When you're getting dressed, as long as there's at least one part of the outfit that has some structure to it, you're going to feel more expensive and put together immediately. This can be a bag, a tailored shirt, some great trousers, or a really good shoe. Because I think the assumption is when you want to look expensive, you have to immediately start dressing quiet luxury or just a bit more of a corporate kind of vibe. But this can even work with even the most casual outfits. Let me show you. Take this look of jeans and a t-shirt. This, I think, is a go-to outfit for most people, but depending on the clothes that you choose, it can start to feel pretty sloppy and maybe too casual pretty fast. But it's not the outfit's fault, it's just the pieces that I chose and that I decided to put together. This t-shirt is one of my favorites, but you can see how it lacks structure around the collar, around the sleeves, and the bottom looks a little loose and wavy. It's also a little more sheer and drapes pretty loosely, so it doesn't feel that expensive or polished. Perfect for the days where I want to feel more laid back and easygoing, but you're watching this video because you want to know the easiest ways to up your chic factor. So we're going to swap this tee out for something with a little more structure. And you can see right away with just this one swap of the t-shirt how much better this outfit is starting to look already. This t-shirt is from COS and it is one of my absolute favorites, especially when I want to feel more put together. You can see this one is much more heavyweight than the other one, so it just drapes on the body in a much cleaner way. And this is such an important detail when it comes to looking expensive, especially with something as casual as a t-shirt. Look at the collar. The one on the COS t-shirt is not warped or wobbly at all. It's kept its shape. With this t-shirt, there's also a lot of structure around the sleeves and around the bottom of the shirt. And all of this structural integrity to the t-shirt immediately makes it look more expensive and put together. I highly recommend this t-shirt and it will set you back around $45 US, but if that's out of your budget, you can get the exact same structure that you're looking for out of this t-shirt from Uniqlo for under $20. And even if you're out at the thrift store, all you need to look for are details like this bound collar that won't lose its shape, and you just want to look for a t-shirt that's not too sheer and has some weight to it. These are all the things that are going to contribute to that really nice structure that we want. Let's say you don't want to wear a t-shirt, but you do want to stick with the jeans. Well, there's a ton of other ways that you can add structure to this look. A tailored wool coat with defined shoulders and a clean lapel will immediately make it look more put together. Or you can choose a structured bag that holds its shape to give the outfit a little more weight. Swapping in even just one of these elements instantly changes the visual tone of the look from something that feels more casual to something that feels more expensive and refined. And in my opinion, all without feeling too stuffy. And that to me is the beauty of finding pieces that have some structure. You definitely don't need to overhaul your entire wardrobe, you just need a couple of pieces that hold their shape really well. And another tip when you're out shopping is to choose pieces that are made of majority natural fibers. Pieces made out of things like cotton, wool, silk, or cashmere are always just going to feel and look more expensive than a synthetic or a blend, where I find they just don't tend to age very well, nor do they hold their shape or structure over time. But having even the most structured pieces made out of 100% natural fibers aren't going to feel that expensive if they don't fit you well. So that is where tailoring becomes so important. One of the best tips I can give you in this video is to just make good friends with your tailor. Now, the goal here is not necessarily to have every piece in your wardrobe tailored within an inch of your life. You can and should aim for having some ease and movement in your clothes. So if you like that oversized look, and you like things to feel more relaxed, at the end of the day, your clothes still need to fit you. And this is something that I actually got wrong for years. I'm personally a huge fan of the more relaxed, kind of chill, oversized vibe. So in order to get that feel, I used to just buy my clothes 2 to 3 sizes too big. And I would kind of scratch my head wondering why every outfit still looked off. I never really achieved that feel that I was looking for. So there's 2 things you need to do when you're out shopping. One is to buy your correct size, so don't worry about the size on the label. It doesn't matter if it's small, large, whatever it is, get the size that fits you. And number two is to get those pieces tailored if you have to. A lot of the times, the clothes that we buy off the rack aren't really designed to fit you perfectly. There's always going to be something that's a little bit off, and that's where the tailor comes in. Most of my pants, for example, are way too long for me, so I take them to my tailor to get them taken up. Or a lot of you might find that your pants fit really well in the thighs and in the booty, but you need to go take them to the tailor to get the waist taken in. So even though I think it's really important to have some ease in your outfit, still having the clothes fit you properly is what's going to take your outfit from feeling really basic and even sloppy to like the clothes were custom made for you, no matter where they're from. Now, the only thing that's more important than tailoring is a habit that costs you no money at all, and that is just to take care of your clothes. No matter where your clothes are from or how much they cost, if they're wrinkled, pilling, or covered in lint, it's not gonna look good. If your goal is to feel polished and put together, you're going to want to make sure that the clothes you're wearing, as long as it makes sense for the fabric, are wrinkle-free. And I say as long as it makes sense for the fabric because some fabrics do wrinkle naturally and I think actually adds to the look. For example, pieces made out of linen. So you don't have to kill yourself trying to steam out every crease if it doesn't really make sense. But if you're wearing something like cotton, silk, or wool, for example, then you're gonna wanna make sure that those pieces are clean and wrinkle-free. And I know that steaming your clothes can feel really tedious, but I've gotten into the habit of steaming them as I'm putting them back into my closet. So by the time I'm ready to wear them, they are good to go and I don't need to think about it. And this habit actually encourages you to wear your clothes more because there's no extra step stopping you from just taking them off the hanger and getting dressed. So next time you're putting away laundry, if there's pieces that tend to get more wrinkly, just do a quick steam before you put them away and see how much more you actually wear your clothes. It's such a good cost per wear hack. Next is de-pilling. Get yourself one of these handy little fabric shavers. They cost under $10, but they are such a game changer. I'm telling you, this is the cheapest wardrobe upgrade that you'll ever invest in, especially for your knitwear and your coat collection. And that's because fabrics like wool and cashmere tend to pill naturally over time. But the good news is all they need is a little spa day where you give them all a little shave and they're gonna look brand new. And finally, get yourself a lint roller, especially if you like to wear darker colors and you have pets. But a simple swipe of a lint roller before you leave the house is going to make the biggest difference in your outfit. Okay, so up to now we've covered a lot of best practices when it comes to what types of clothes to look for when you want to feel expensive. But now let's get into some quick and easy styling principles that anybody can do when you're getting dressed. And that is to dress tonally. And this is probably my number one tip, especially when I don't know what to wear, but I want to feel chic and put together. I just dress in all one color. And no, it doesn't have to be in all black. I understand that black is not everybody's color, so instead just choose a color that you love and that suits you and rock it from head to toe. If you want to dress on the more classic, quiet luxury side, then I do think it's better to go with more neutral, earthy tones like browns, beiges, caramels, and navies. But at the same time, I still think you can totally get away with color, especially if they're in these beautiful olive greens or burgundy tones like this. Now, when it comes to tonal dressing, I do think a lot of people get a little hung up on making sure that all the colors match perfectly, but I think it actually looks more expensive and chic when you kind of create a color story by adding different hues and saturations of that color. I think this is when it actually starts to look more intentional instead of too matchy-matchy. And the best tip I can give you here that's going to be such a game changer when you dress this way is to make sure that you mix up your textures. This is the absolute key in transforming an outfit like this. You can see this one, even though it's all one color and looks very nice and expensive, it can feel a little boring and flat. But if I instead make a few swaps, like adding some shine with these silk trousers, or change up the shirt by adding some knit textures and wool and leather, instantly add some dimension to the look, which immediately feels a lot more elevated. Which leads me into how to elevate your outfits overall, and that is to invest in some elevated basics. If you're just starting your wardrobe from scratch, I do love a good wardrobe basic. I think they're essential. Like, everybody needs that pair of jeans that they feel great in, or that t-shirt that goes with everything. But not all basics are created equal. Just like we talked about adding structured pieces into your wardrobe, some of your basics are gonna leave you with wanting more. And if that's you, then I think this is an opportunity to add a few versions of your core basics into your wardrobe that just feel a little more elevated. Consider these the tools in your wardrobe that you go to when you want to dial up an outfit, all without having to lose your personal style or stray away from your outfit uniform. Let me show you some examples from my own closet. So I'm a blazer girl through and through, in case you can't tell. And I reach for different ones depending on where I'm going and how I want to feel. I have my essential black blazer that works just as well at the office as it does for dinner. But on the days where I want to feel more polished and that little bit extra chic, then that's when I reach for my sculptural blazer like this. At the end of the day, it's still a blazer, but the architecture, the curve fit, and these asymmetrical details make it feel instantly special and more expensive. It's truly my go-to when I'm craving that little bit of extra elevation and I just want to feel something more. And the same thing can apply to something as simple as a t-shirt. When you're getting dressed, you won't always want to look super casual, but you still want to feel that level of relaxation that a t-shirt brings. Or you might just want to wear your jeans, but not top it off with something as casual as a t-shirt. So that's when you might want to reach for a top like this instead. You can throw it on with your favorite jeans, add a kitten heel and a really great bag, and it still feels like you're wearing a t-shirt, but suddenly you just feel that much more put together. So if your goal is to look more polished or expensive in your base uniforms like this, then I think you'll never regret adding a few elevated versions of your go-to pieces to your closet. Next, let's talk about grooming. I think this almost goes without saying, but having your hair done, your makeup done, or just anything that makes you feel that much more put together is instantly going to translate and make you feel more expensive. And this absolutely does not mean that you need to have a perfect blowout or a full glam of makeup every single day to feel this way. At the end of the day, I think this is really more about just taking that extra time to do the things and the rituals that just make you feel better about yourself. So that could mean having clean nails, it could mean having a little bit of lipstick on or blush. Others feel great when they put on their signature fragrance. I think this step is really all about self-care and taking care of yourself. Because if it makes you feel good, then you're going to look good too. Now let's talk about the most important part that really ties it all together, and that's your finishing touches. So think jewelry, belts, bags, brooches, scarves, and even your shoes. These are the small details that will completely transform how put together you look, even if every single piece came from the thrift store. Like, take these two outfits. They look nice, there's nothing wrong with them. They have the structure we're looking for, everything is nice and steamed. It fits well, it looks good. I think it looks expensive. But now let's add some accessories. And you can just see how everything is taken to the next level. Everything just feels a bit more cohesive and done. And some extra tips I like to pay attention to when I especially want to feel more expensive and polished is to invest in a really great pair of sunglasses. I think if you have at least one pair that feels really weighty and high quality, it is going to transform your outfit every single time. People might not be able to spot the difference, but I think you can immediately feel the difference between a flimsy, cheaper pair of sunglasses compared to a more high quality, robust pair. And in my opinion, they truly just transform the look. I love my fun fashiony pairs, but when I'm looking for that extra bit of polish and elevation, I always reach for my really good quality ones every time. So now you've got the most beautiful structured outfit, it's well maintained with the best tailoring, and you've nailed your accessories. But if you don't feel like yourself in it, then it's never going to look expensive. Because at the end of the day, being put together isn't all about how something looks. It's really all in how you carry yourself. One thing all of these images have in common is, yes, these outfits look together, and yes, they do look expensive, but they also look relaxed. These women look confident and like they're meant to take up space. There's no slouching, there's no uptight shoulders, they're not fidgeting or fussing with the clothes. Confidence in an outfit shows, and I think when we're attracted to certain outfits or we get inspired by them, that's what we really want. So even all of these elements help you feel better in your outfit. If it doesn't feel like yourself or you feel like you're wearing a costume, then it's never really going to come across. The outfit isn't really going to do much if you don't let yourself feel good in it. And I think that's what matters most. So now you know the easiest ways to look expensive, even on a thrift store budget. But what if I told you that most people ruin their progress the second they go out shopping again? You buy clothes from brands that look good online, but then they fall apart after a few washes, and it completely kills the elevated feel that you were going for. So if you don't want to waste another dollar on quiet luxury that isn't actually quality, watch this video where I ranked brands from best to worst to see what's actually worth it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!